This is why people are failing. And it's no shade, it's love, because I want everybody to succeed. We all deserve to succeed, and I get it. This is all in phases, and I'm sure I'm gonna have my time again because I've had it. But people are failing, and in this video, I want to tell you how I think we could probably be a little bit more successful at this venture of doing business on the continent of Africa, specifically here in Tanzania and Zanzibar. Specifically, right? I'm in the beautiful Zanzibar, wrapping up the Africa Investors Academy Investor Summit here in Zanzibar, and it's been successful. And it's been successful because we have the right partners, the right advisors, and we're coming at things as a collective, as a consortium, right? And yeah, I get it. This is not an easy journey, but in this video, I'm just gonna share a few things that I've learned over the last few days that I think you'll find valuable. So if this type of content resonates with you, please be sure to like this channel, like the video, subscribe, share the video as well. And I'm Ashley on this channel, Ashley in Africa. I help entrepreneurs and investors successfully do business on the continent of Africa, travel, move, and do business. And if you have an interest in learning more, subscribe. That's it. That's all you got to do for now. Just subscribe to the community and watch as many videos as you can to do your own research on what it looks like. All right, so let's jump in. So we went and visited a couple of businesses since we've been here. I'd say 50% of them were African American owned, and I love that. 2 restaurants here in Zanzibar owned by, one was African American, the other one was Jamaican American, and then the founder of a new Soul Paradise Resort, the official sponsor of the Africa Investors Academy Investors Summit. He has closed on his hotel. I did a video probably back in June, July, and you got to see it. He closed on that hotel, and he's doing amazing, right? He's doing amazing. And these aren't, I'm not talking about these folks, because these folks have been successful, and they've been successful for the reasons I'm going to share today, right? Time. It takes time to do business. You need to have time, and point 1B, patience, right? It takes time. The woman that I met for her restaurant, and I'll link it below, amazing food. I mean, I was blown away. Jamaican restaurant. I met her almost 2 years ago. And when I met her, she only had the land. She did not have the restaurant. She was having some challenges, and imagine, I was heading to the restaurant, had no idea it was her restaurant that we were going to, and almost 2 years later, she's built out this beautiful restaurant, oceanfront in Kizimkazi, one of the fastest growing areas in Zanzibar, serving phenomenal food, horticulture. She has a private garden. She's building out lodges, but it took her time to get there. It took her time. The same with Rasili. He, got connected with the owner of this hotel about a year ago, and it took time to close on that deal, but he did. So you've got to have time, and you've got to have patience. And I'm not saying it's easy, especially coming from a culture where we are proclaimed impatient people. Patience is a virtue, literally, spiritually, and physically, and it will take you far. So if you have a plan on doing business and getting something quick, get rich quick, doing business on the continent of Africa is not for you. If you think your restaurant is going to be profitable in 3 months, it's not for you, right? Yeah, that's it. That's all. But you have to have a level of patience, and you have to be willing to let time pass, right? The next thing, partnerships. Doing anything on your own is a recipe for disaster. And on your own, that can mean you're even, one person, one individual. The thing that I've found with entrepreneurs that are successful here on the continent of Africa is partnership. They've partnered with people that are trustworthy, that have a history of results, and a vision for future growth, right? And they are also probably residents of that same country that they're doing business in, right? So they're locals. It is so important. So if you think you're going to come and do business by yourself or as a collective only as foreigners, it's going to be very challenging, if at all unsuccessful. And you've got to be able to put yourself in community of people and take the time and be patient with filtering through the people that are really going to be committed to your growth as well as the business ideas growth, right? So it's pretty simple. I'd say, Rasili has built a team. Majority of them are Tanzanian. And, I see him going really, really far. The woman who, her restaurant, I think her name is escaping me right now, of course, because I'm recording, but she's got, a world-class chef on her team that is making this exceptional food. She's got a, award-winning, and I think the chef is also award-winning horticulturist that is training and helping their team to plant and harvest their own fruits and vegetables for their dishes. Even here, I'd say developers that win the most are the developers that partner with Tanzanian talent, right? That is so key. So if you think you can go at it alone, you will not go far. Okay, you will not go far. Or if you go at it with someone who doesn't know what they're doing, you'll go fast and then you'll crash even faster, I think. But that's just my opinion, right? So, yeah. And the last thing, but it is certainly not the least, you've got to have your capital correct, okay? Doing business anywhere costs money, right? And it costs time. The more time you have, maybe the less amount of money it will cost you. The more money you have, maybe the less amount of time it will cost you. But you do need to have capital. And that can be social capital or that can be fiscal capital. But it's required, right? So to think that you can come with, 5 figures and really make impact, maybe in certain parts of the continent, but in places where there is active growth and I think active, investment, attention and energy. If you're coming in solo, $10,000 ain't gonna cut it. 20,000 probably ain't gonna cut it either. Now, again, goes back to being a collective unit. Can you get a group together of people where everybody may have 20K? If you can get 5 people, that's 100K. You can get something going. But there are things that you can do to generate more revenue and more capital once you get on the ground. And those are some of the things that we teach in the Africa Investors Academy, right? The industries that we know well, that I've done well, and that my advisors and partners have done well, where they can teach you literally how to build more revenue than you've ever built in your own career, your 9-to-5, or maybe even your business in the US, right? So they're gonna teach you how to fast track that, whether it's, digital marketing, design, tourism, YouTube's, copywriting, right? We've got a team of people that are teaching people how they can increase their revenue so that they can generate more money to be able to make more impact and invest in bigger projects, right? Because you're over here, you're seeing all of these things happen. You need the money to make it happen, right? And so we teach that in the Africa Investors Academy. We are currently open now for enrollment. And I'm already seeing the value of that in our community. We've had some members join us here in Zanzibar for our Investor Summit, and we're taking it to the next level with active engagement and major investments on the ground. I can't wait to do the recap. Subscribe to this content if you find it valuable. You'll get the notifications of when we go live. I'm going to do an official recap of the Investor Summit. I may have some of my investors join on live with me. And that would be amazing if you could make that, because you'll get to hear it from some of the guests that have attended and hear the amazing, impactful time that they had here, as well as some of the things that they are committed to doing here in East Africa, Zanzibar specifically. All right, so click the link in the description. Join us. We're opening enrollment and we're gearing up for an incredible 2026. I know it's only October, but our members are gearing up for 2026 and we're putting dates on the calendar. So if you want to join us in the Academy, enrollment is currently open and we'll be closing enrollment soon. We're definitely going to get closed by the end of December. So if you want to join us now. Click the link in the description. We've got tons of meetings set up for November. So November is going to be like, we're going to be getting to it, right? So you want to join us so that you'll be ready to hit the ground running with us next month, to take everything that you've learned into 2026, actually 2025 and 2026, but we are planning 2026 as well, right? So we're doing that because success waits for no one and fortune favors the bold. So join us. We'd love to have you. Until the next video, I'll see you soon.